Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Monoxide Podcast for, I think this is episode 35, Sean. We're cooking.
You know what episode
I know what episode it is. We got to kick it off with a little bit of spice. I'm your host, Harris, a.k.a. Monoxide, photographer, videographer, man of many automotive ambitions. And I'm here with my co-host.
My name is Sean. You can see me around town in a orange BMW or a blue Durango, which I seem to be very well known for.
Yeah, it's just a slow Durango.
Yeah.
Is that the
the Hellcat
one?
Durango
Yeah.
with the welds?
Ah,
Yep, that's me.
That's a beautiful rig.
Thank you. I
Yes.
appreciate that. I love the color, and so do a lot of other people. And this is the Monoxide Podcast, where we take you beyond the meat and kind of introduce you to some of the people in our community who drive it and create such a wonderful environment for all of us to get together. And
It was so close to perfect.
it's still good.
It's good enough. It's a work in progress. But today we have a fantastic guest, as we always do. We got AJ Mehta.
Yep.
I think I said that correctly.
You're right.
From AJ's Garage, Eurocharged Minneapolis.
That's right.
Man of many automotive ambitions. I mean, you are... I always tell people when I introduce people or when I am like, hey, do you know AJ? And they're like, no. I'm like, dude, you need a car. Go to him.
Yeah.
You got a big fleet right now. Oh, you also, you're part of the Drivify fleet. I think you
Yep.
have how many cars in Drivify
I
now?
got 6 in Drivify.
6 Drivify. And they're fun cars. I've driven a number of them now.
Yep.
Yeah, I still got to drive that Porsche at some point. That thing is freaking sick.
That is the epitome of sports cars.
Yeah, it's one of the best. So if you had to tally it off, and you probably don't even know this number, how many cars are in your fleet currently?
I think I got 14 right now.
14?
Yeah.
Oh, so you like
There's 10 sports cars and then other stuff. So
Yeah, so you're a little bit lighter because you've probably had...
this is the most I've had for
Really?
a bit.
Because I know you have that second garage now where you
Still
just
do.
store them all.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Well,
pretty gnarly.
it was it was my AJ's Garage overflow,
Yeah.
and then it became a Eurocharged overflow, and that's it. And now I have to find places to park my cars.
It was so funny when I came to your open house for the brief time. I think it was last week.
Yep,
Yeah.
last week. Yep.
And it's like the entire Eurocharge just filled with your cars, and then it, like some of them are for sale, right? Like that the white GTS, that thing was pretty sweet. I
Yep.
love the arrow on that.
Yep. We just finished all that stuff like 2 days before.
Oh, you added some of that stuff?
All that stuff,
Because
yeah.
what was on there before? Just that rear wing, right?
The rear wing was on there, but then the diffuser, side skirts, front lip was actually on there. But yeah,
Yeah.
diffuser
The
and
side skirt was
skirts.
really cool. I talked to
Yeah.
my pops about getting one for our GTR, and he's like, I don't know, man. Like,
It's already so aggressive.
it's so aggressive, and it's
Because it's so aggressive, you just keep going.
I know, dude. I remember I was
Right?
pulling into a car show, and he's like, I don't know, like he was about to park in the back because he's not very interested in just looking
Yeah.
where to park. And I'm like, I'll take the keys and park it. And then I hear a kid. He's like, oh my god! Every time I see this thing, it has more carbon fiber. It's kind of like you in horsepower. It's
Yeah,
like, oh, this
well,
thing's got-
it's an addiction.
And you currently have that Calvo as well.
We've got a Calvo 1500 wheel horsepower car.
Yeah.
It recently just got the cheeseburger makeover, is what we call it
Oh, did it?
in the Viper community. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually something that I love is that cheeseburger. I think most people who are on the Viper page now understand.
Yep.
And it's
Yep.
like an inside joke.
Yep.
So
And Mr. Cheeseburger's here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw him. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the cheeseburger. So for the people that don't know, the cheeseburger Viper build is basically like a fake ACR.
Right.
You take like a regular TA, GTS, whatever, a
Whatever,
non-aero
yep.
car.
Yep.
You put on all the Viper aero, and then he would. So where the cheeseburger
And
started,
the finishing touch is the
Is
ACR.
the ACR badge. Yep.
Yeah.
which would really frustrate a lot of people. They'd be like, "Why are you putting an ACR badge on a car that's not an ACR?" Which I get it,
Yep.
but at the same time, it looks like an ACR. But then he would kind of clap back at people, right?
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's when
instead
he
of saying the F word, he'd just say, go cheeseburger yourself.
yeah. So
Which
that's
is the strangest
Yep.
comeback.
and it kind of stuck. So, and this is where I respect the guy a lot. Is for a while he'd be upset or he was frustrated by it because people are being assholes.
No, they're
It's the
being,
internet.
yeah.
But then he kind of leaned into it, and now it's instead of this whole hostility, it's just oh, that's a cheeseburger, haha.
Yep.
So it kind of flipped. That's not, dude.
Yep.
It's crazy how quickly you could flip the narrative
Yep.
around it because everybody loves a cheeseburger now. There's a few dorks out there that don't, but
They actually sell. I mean, he makes money selling
Yeah.
these cars. It boggles my mind. At first, I was like, this is the dumbest thing ever. And then he's a local guy. He's a good friend of mine.
I didn't even know he was local until this
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, we do a lot of stuff together. I help him out. I mean, he just got this Lambo. I got him that Lambo.
Which
Huracan.
one?
The orange Huracan.
Oh, I was just wondering. Like, we were just like, hey, that's new here.
Yep, just got it 2 days ago.
Okay.
I found it like last week. He flew out the next day, bought it right on the spot. Here we go.
Is it stock?
No, it's got exhaust, lowered wheels, wing. And he's gonna cheeseburger it.
Yeah, of course. Like a Performante cheeseburger.
He's gonna Performante, yeah. Forged
I was going to say,
carbon.
it's going to cost a lot more to cheeseburger
No,
at Lambo.
because China has a whole lot of stuff available for like nothing.
Really? Because I know those Performante seats, I think they're like $10,000 a
He doesn't
piece.
do like
Interior?
performance or interior.
Just
It's all
aesthetic.
Aesthetics, yeah.
Just aesthetic.
Yeah.
So what would be like, what's the difference between a Performante and like a base Huracan for the exterior? Because it's subtle.
Yeah, wing, front bumper, lower skirts kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Rear bumper, rear wing.
Okay.
Cheese, lettuce, tomato. That's what it is. However, let's kind of just we'll come back to the fun
Backtrack,
car, to the cars and all that fun stuff. But so we kind of tell us a little bit how you ended up with Eurocharged, flips cars, all that, AJ's Garage.
Yeah.
Just give us kind of a story, like what got you into cars, and then we'll get to where you're at today.
So I guess the story starts in 2002-ish. Going to college, my dad decided to move to Japan.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So I was living at home, taking care of my family, my brother, my mom. My dad and I and my brother, we finished my dad's basement. And so instead of hiring it out, it could have cost $100,000. I'm just throwing it out there.
Mm.
We did it for like $20,000 or something like that.
Right. Significantly cheaper.
Well, way cheaper. Obviously, you do it yourself, right? So as a thank you, he said, okay, I was just searching, I think it was like the forums at that time. This is way back, right? Mm-hmm. Forums are, I found a Corvette. It was a really badass Corvette, 427 cubic inch motor, heavily built. I'm like, oh man, I really want that. And it was like $35,000, which was cheap because like a stock car went for like $25,000.
Right.
And he's got like $50,000 into the thing. I'm like, Dad, I really want this thing. He's like, all right, so thank you for staying home, finishing the basement. I'll buy you the car.
Wow.
So he bought me the car. So that was my couple last years of college then. And, I just started modifying it and racing it.
What year was the Corvette?
98.
98, so is that still
Convertible.
C5?
C5.
Yeah.
Yep, C5. Convertible, and it was caged. And, like, I mean, when I talk built, it was built. There was nothing stock left in the thing. And, that's when I got into racing at Brainerd. Road coursing, drag racing. That car went 10.5s on motor back in, like, mid-2000s.
That's kind of...
That's hauling ass back then.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put nitrous on it, and then it went in the high 9s. And it was a rowdy car. It was very fun.
Damn, I remember
Learned
that
a
scene
lot.
from Fast and Furious. Give me a 10-second car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a learning experience. I got into the sport.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it was like 07, 08. I was searching Craigslist, and there was a Maserati like I posted in Excelsior.
Uh-huh.
Guy was moving. He said in the ad, like, I'm moving. I got to sell it. I got 2 weeks. So made him an offer. I think he was asking like 45. And I'm like,
Where did you post this?
Craigslist.
Craigslist. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
That's
heard
what
of
it was.
that?
Yeah.
This is
Craigslist?
from way back in the day.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
the illegal things on there.
Oh,
Continue.
So he posted it for 45. I offered him like 37. He's like, fine, I'll take it. I'm like, cool. So I go to buy it. Some other dude offers 40. So I'm out. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, I got somebody else to give me more. Fine, cool. 2 weeks goes by. It's 2 days before he's got to leave. He's messages me. He's like, oh, the guy didn't pay for it. He's yanking my chain. 37, I'll take it. I'm like, no. We're at 30 now.
Oh my gosh.
And he took it.
Negotiating.
And he took it. And this was my dad. This was my dad saying, this is the Indian in us. Just beat him up. If worst case he says no, fine, whatever, move on.
Yeah, but it's so true. Like again, 2 days before you got to leave. Like that's the whole concept of like right now. Like one of my friends is doing wholesaling or whatever. It's like people got to sell their houses. They got to get moving quickly. Like they'll take any number because they got whatever. Yeah. And it's like you're the one. Like So there's kind of two perspectives on that. It's like, oh, you're beating them up. You're taking advantage of them.
Yeah.
But what's the alternative? They're fucked.
Yep.
So it's like you're fucked or slightly less fucked. So I'm all for negotiating.
It's also a business. Like
yes.
It wasn't a business for me back then. Understand that, but it was like this is it. This is take it or leave it.
Uh-huh.
My feelings aren't hurt.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So
I'll move on. I'm gonna go get my
Yeah.
cappuccino, whatever.
right. So he took it. I gave him 30 grand. My dad loaned me the money, so I was making payments to him. I think I put like 800 miles on it in October to November. Put it away for winter. In spring, I took it out, went to Maserati to get an oil change, and they're like, "Hey, it's a really nice car. Would you sell it?" No, man, I just bought the thing. No. And actually, that car, I bought it to start a rental business,
Oh, okay.
like Drivify.
Okay.
So my idea for that started back then. I was 25 or so. I could not get insurance to save my life.
Right.
Nobody would give it to me. So everything kind of lined up when I went to the dealer, and they're like, "We'll buy it from you." I'm like, "How much are you going to pay me for it?" They're like, "We'll give you 35. No bullshit." Went home, got the title, came back, and they cut me a check for 35.
Wow.
That was easy as that. $5,000 made in 6 months of storage.
And then you also got to drive it and enjoy
And
it.
I
and
got
all
to
that.
drive
Yeah.
it. Yep. And that's kind of when the light bulb went off. And this is not anything rocket science. This is what dealers do: buy low, sell high, easy.
Yeah.
But for me, that's when it kind of made sense. I'm like, oh, okay, I could do this. I could just buy a car, drive it for a little bit, turn around and sell it. So I would buy one, drive it a year or so, turn around and sell it. So then I went from one car at a time to 2 cars at a time to 3 cars at a time. And at a point, I got to the point where I was able to buy these in cash and just
Right.
buy them. So
Because you're a cash buyer, you can also have a little more.
you have more flexibility.
Yeah.
Yep, you have more buying
Negotiating
power.
power, yeah.
So, yeah, and then I started looking nationwide, and you start talking to all these other dealers in town, and I started getting to know people, and it just kind of took off from there. 2017, I bought 5 cars that year. Paid the government $28,000 in taxes.
Jeez.
So it was a Lambo, my first Lambo, actually.
The red one, right?
Nope, black one.
Black-
Manual,
oh, yeah, that's
manual
right.
black one. I bought a twin turbo R8, the blue one, the matte blue one. I had a Porsche and then a couple other cars. I can't remember. But paying the government taxes, and then the DMV sent me a letter and said, you can't buy any more cars for another year or get your dealer's license. I said, well, that's going to be that's the game plan. So I got my dealer's license. Very easy to do.
Okay.
My fixed cost for that is like 15 to 18,000 a year.
Okay.
So
Which is if you move enough volume, it's
exactly
negligible.
Exactly. So now it totally makes sense. Where last year I did 2.5 million in sales. I mean, multiply that by 6.5%. That's a hefty tax.
Right.
So it just kind of made sense, and that's where I started, and just slow and steady. Name of the game is always slow and steady.
So, and we'll get into you not being slow and steady here in a second. But what's it called? So the dealer's license, does that save you on tax and all that too?
Yep. Dealers don't pay taxes on vehicles you buy.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, that really
You'll pay
adds up.
taxes on the profit you make when you
Right.
sell the car, but that's lesser than.
But typically, if you would have before you had that, you would have to pay tax on the vehicle you purchased as
Yep.
well.
Yeah.
Okay.
6.5%.
Yeah.
$100,000 car. That's $6,500 gone.
Yeah.
That's straight profit. You just gave it to the government. So
And that's a flat fee as well.
it was 6.5. Now it's like 6.8.
No. The dealer license. I mean.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Fixed insurance cost, fixed rent.
Huh.
Couple license fees. That's it.
And what's the limit on how many cars you can do? I think I heard it was like 4 or 5 cars, like before.
Well, if you're a private party,
Right.
yes, 5 cars a year.
Okay.
Dealers can do whatever.
Right. Yeah. I always wonder what the cutoff was, and I heard that was
Yep.
5, so that makes sense.
And there's people that skirt that. They'll just not pay taxes. They won't title it. But that's dangerous.
It's a dangerous game. Like
Exactly.
it catches up to you potentially.
Exactly. It will catch up, and it's not worth the headache. So,
Do you know what the headache looks like, or you've never had to experience that?
a friend of mine actually did that. He was floating a title, and he crashed the car. And the insurance was like, well, show me the title. He had the title, it wasn't in his name. It was a cheap car. It was like 10 grand, but still, I mean, it was like 5 grand worth of damage. I mean, it was damn near done.
Yeah.
He was kind of up a creek. But
Yeah.
now imagine doing that on a $100,000 car or whatever. It's like, ugh, I wouldn't do it. So,
Yeah. I won't mess with that at all.
No.
So okay, so then you started buying.
So that
cars.
was So that was AJ's Garage, kind of the start of AJ's Garage, and then I was giving my cars to other shops in town, respected shops in town, and I still work with them, but like Imola and Eurotech and
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah,
and,
you got good relationships around town.
Yeah, I got great relationships, know all the guys, and one day I was approached to start Eurocharged, to start a franchise here. So Eurocharged has 10 locations in the nation, and we have a bunch of dealers across the world. So then I thought about it. I'm like, well, yeah, if I have my own shop here, I'll pay my guys to fix my cars. That's kind of out one hand and back in the other in my pocket.
Yeah, save it. Yeah.
Hypothetically speaking, right?
You'd save a little bit while also starting a business, taking care of your
Exactly.
guys. But how did you get approached? How did that conversation happen?
Well, I'll just put it this way. That
Yeah.
the guy's no longer with us, but he had the idea. He had been a customer of Eurocharged.
Okay.
And, myself and my current business partner, we were the investors, per se.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, I mean, that makes sense. Like, I'm going to focus on AJ's Garage, and I'll give this gentleman some money and, have a shop, and I can be a private, quiet owner, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
These guys fix the cars, and it goes from there. It didn't work out with him, and he stepped away, and, I had to take over, and my current business partner, Charlie, doesn't want to be involved. He's got a whole nother career. He's doing fantastic on his own, so this is more of like a passion project for him.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
But yeah,
okay.
so I took over, and what you see today is what I've done, and with the collaboration of, other shops in town and like other members and social media stuff, and of course my awesome employees. Like we couldn't be doing what we're doing today.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really cool. We went from a 3,000 square foot shop to now we're at 12,000 square feet.
Yeah.
We've got 13 bays, alignment rack. We've got, 7, 8, 9 employees.
Yeah, yeah.
It went from like 2 of us to like 9. So
Yeah, it's a sizable business now.
exactly right.
Yeah.
And the really cool thing is really we started growing through COVID.
Right.
And COVID, you would have thought, would kill a lot of businesses, and it did around us. We probably had like 24 repair shops, and now there's only like 6.
Really?
Like COVID killed all these shops.
Why do you think that is?
It's just customers didn't go in. They didn't leave
they weren't
the house.
driving and all
they
that,
weren't
yeah.
driving. Yep.
Because you guys were technically unnecessary, or what was
We
the-
were. It's a essential
essential. That, they
business.
called
Yep.
everybody essential. Talk about pissing off a lot of people. It's like, oh,
Exactly.
you're not essential.
Right. And it sucks.
Right.
I feel bad for those people. And the PPP loans probably helped
Yeah,
alleviate some of the pain, but not all the pain. But luckily for us, cars need to get fixed. At some point, I think people during COVID were like, I'm not sitting at home anymore. I need to go do something. I'm just going to go drive.
Yeah.
Or they had more time to think about it. Like, I need a wheel bearing done, or I need this and that, or whatever. And they would do it. And we spent a lot of time and money and effort, like on Facebook, Google advertising, YouTube advertising, like just getting our name out there.
So you ramped it up during COVID?
Yep.
Yeah,
right
because it was
before.
kind of do or die.
Yep, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of worked. So
Do you think that's the key thing between you and the shops that didn't survive during that time? Is you just really hammered down on the advertising and such?
yeah, so I did look on the market, like all the other shops, like who's doing advertising. If I Google their name, they're like 8th, 9th, 10th on the list, if they even come up.
Mm-hmm.
But you Google our name, we're number 1. There's a reason. It's like we pay for that Google Analytics, and if you're constantly updating your page or your website or whatever, like the internet sees that and it throws you up top.
Yeah.
So we just, I looked at all these other shops and they weren't doing anything. I visited a few of the shops just as a customer and just trying to see like, hey, I need alignment. And like, there's 2 guys sitting on the bench on their phones or dicking around. And I'm like, hey, I need alignment. They're like, oh yeah, we're like 2 weeks out. I'm like, the dudes are literally just sitting right there. Why can't you just do it right now? Like, I need to get this done. Nope. That's why they can potentially fail. There's no drive,
Yeah, and part of that comes down to just giving your employees that passion too. Because if you're a leader that they can't follow, they're not gonna like. You want employees that are gonna care for your business as much as you.
Exactly.
But that comes at a price or at a cost too. So
It does,
it's like,
yeah.
and that's the thing that you wouldn't have been in business. How long have you had Eurocharge now?
5 years now.
5 years?
5.5, yeah.
5.5 years, and you wouldn't be in business anymore if people didn't care to follow you. So
Yep.
So yeah, especially scaling at the level you are.
Right.
So
And I think, the other partial point of or reason for the success is I've been in the community, the car community, since like early 2000s.
yeah,
People know me. And it's whether they come to me or not, that's one thing. But if they can vouch for me and say, yeah, oh yeah, AJ will take care of you, no problem.
Yeah.
That's huge. Like that makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think that's why people come to us. And now I got Alex Bowman. He's my shop manager.
Yeah.
He's a huge staple in the Audi Volkswagen community locally, and so a lot of people follow him. And you know, thankfully he's a great guy. He's awesome.
He was legit. Yeah.
He's super legit, and because of him too, like we've grown big time. So
how long has he been there with you?
about 2 years.
2 years. Oh right. Oh okay.
Yeah, maybe a little over 2.5, but yeah, he's awesome. Great guy. All my guys are great. Honestly, I can step away and not worry about it.
That's what I was gonna ask you next.
Yeah,
like,
it's
can
only
you step away at any point.
It's only this year where I kind of like, okay, I can like step back a little bit. I'm trying to do more of AJ's garage, to focus on that and build that. And you know, I know the guys are gonna crank. Honestly, they will. You know, and if I ask them to stay or if I ask them to do anything, like they'll do it, no problem. So, but we're very fair with them. We pay them very well. Power Cruise, like we went to Power Cruise, kept them, you know, like we paid all their entries and fuel and food, and some of them stayed at my place, and you know, it was a really good time. But like we take care of my guys, so that's the only way.
It's a good setup. We just had somebody on the other day. Well, we had him on the other day.
Oh sure, yeah.
And you know, he brought all his people down to Texas too. Like
Yeah,
that's the thing. That it seems like all the successful shops, they do that with their people.
Yep.
It's like, hey, let's go do some
Let's
fun
go have
car
fun.
shit.
Yeah,
Because that's the other tough part about working on cars all day. You don't want to work on your own, is what it seems to be the case for a lot of people.
Yep.
Detail your own or whatever.
Yep.
I've been dealing with this other car all day. I don't care.
Yep.
But being able to do fun car stuff, go to Power Cruise and all that.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
pretty sweet.
It is. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it is a dream job. I'm not gonna lie. It comes with its stresses, you know.
Yeah.
But it is a dream job. So 100%.
Yeah. So naturally, you're always kind of trying to add on to the garage, get more fun stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have any specific process for finding cars that you like, or do you like? I mean, I'm sure you've figured it out over the years.
Yeah. So over the years, I know what sells and what doesn't. You know, Vipers are selling like hotcakes right now. I think I've done like 6 or 7 this year. The Porsche cars have held value really well, so try to focus on those. I'm a huge Corvette fan as well, so I like to have one just kind of sitting around. So my one I have is a C8. It's a rental car.
Yeah, which one? The black one, right?
Black one.
The one
yeah.
I drove. Yeah.
Yep. It's a cool car. It's a quite it's a great road car. Like I took it on rally.
Mm-hmm.
I was really impressed by it. It needs like 200 more horsepower, and then I'd be happy. But otherwise, I love the thing.
Are you doing the Community Rally? By
I
the
am.
way? Are
Yep.
you? Did
Yep.
you get your ticket and all that?
Did I get my what?
Did you get your ticket already?
You know, I need to do that.
Yeah,
Done that
because we
yet.
just got our ticket last week. We were slacking too. Like some
Yeah.
of our listeners got tickets before us. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys. But yeah,
Daniel texted me. He's like, "Hey, you need to go on to do this." I'm like, "Yes." That was last week.
Yeah, well,
I
make
gotta
sure
get on
to
it.
use code monoxide. That'll save you a little bit
Well,
of money.
I'm a sponsor.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
you've been
so-
sponsoring those events for a while now.
You know, I really believe in Daniel. I think he's
Yeah.
doing a fantastic job of like getting the community together.
It's such a tough job. Like
It is a thankless job. Yeah.
it's so fucking thankless.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like listen. There's a number of people in the community that aren't fans of him. I get it, and they have their reasons, and they're
Yep.
respectable reasons as well.
Yep.
But when you think about it, who else is gonna do it? Who's gonna put on the shows? See, okay, let's have a genuine conversation about this. Like,
Yeah.
you go find a fucking parking lot. You get the conversations for this.
Yep.
You know like, dude, when you realize how much money he spent to put on the convention center show, it's a lot. Now, is there things that could have been done better? Could there have been signage like, please
Sure.
don't touch the freaking cars? Like, there was an
Yep.
old lady standing on someone's wheel. One of your, yeah, you know who it is. I'm not gonna say it on here, but but then I think like Katie over there, like somebody was like, I think either trying to get into Lambo or leaning in, and just disrespectful stuff, you
Yeah.
know, or people modeling with cars when
Yep.
they shouldn't be.
Yep.
And it's difficult, and that's why some people like may look down on it. But again, if
Well, that's not his fault.
if Daniel doesn't do it, who's gonna do it?
Yeah.
We got Modest, and you know what? Maybe one is enough. You know, and I'm really curious to see what Daniel does in the future. But you know, say what you want. He is passionate about what he does.
Yep.
It's just it's difficult to please as many parties as he's trying to please.
It is, right.
Yeah.
You know, that in the midst of doing community, which takes a ton of time and money.
We'll see
Like,
what
that's
happens
just
with that.
difficult.
That's
Yeah.
a tough one.
Yeah.
A number of things. Again, as somebody who lost a lot of money in their business ventures, a lot of money, it's tough to run an app and to do it right and to do it, is there things that he could have done differently along the way? We all know this.
Right.
But as you may know it with your business, what's done is done. The only way is forward. You got to figure out how do we, whatever, flip this car, fix this car, whatever.
Yep.
So, yeah, pain in the ass.
People make mistakes, but you only grow by learning from them, right? I've made my mistakes. Trust me, it's cost me thousands and not hundreds, but many thousands, right?
Yeah.
And it's just, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Like I had an incident in July, and I mean, it cost me $35,000.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I can do about it. It is what it is.
Yeah, that one was completely out of your control, but
It was, but
Yeah.
it sucks and it
happens.
is what it is, right?
yeah.
But the community rally is going to be fun. We're sponsoring. Yeah, like I said, I sponsor Daniel. Like we try to help out in everything he does.
Yeah, for years and years I've been seeing Eurocharged, and I don't know if have you sponsored it as AJ's Garage before too?
So he just kind of throws it in for me. It's kind of freebie, but
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, we do it, and I don't know if we really get any business per se, like directly from it, but it's just name branding.
Yeah.
Getting the name out there, just letting people see it.
Yeah.
You
Coke
know-
doesn't have to advertise.
No,
But you
no.
know what? If Pepsi advertises more than Coke, you might be like, I'm gonna go try that Pepsi.
Exactly.
But
Right.
to be fair, okay, soda's a weird one because like Coke and Pepsi, like it's a cult. Like
Yeah.
I'm a Pepsi guy, I'm a Coke guy. Like it's a
Yeah.
little different, but nonetheless, like I tell this to some of my marketing clients too. I'm like, dude, if you're not advertising, the next guy that comes in town, he's gonna.
Yep.
That's how it goes.
It's also the newest guy in town. Like everybody's like, ooh, what's he all about?
Yeah.
Because a new shop pops up and everybody's like, oh, we're going to him.
Mm-hmm.
And they call us and they try to, do a proposal invoice or not invoice, a bid estimate or whatever.
Yeah.
But this guy in town is going to do it for like a quarter of the price.
Right.
I'm like, you know what? Go ahead. We don't need that.
You don't want that. And I remember you're the first person that told me about the blacklist. We talked about this the other day with Rat too.
Yeah.
I remember it was like 3 or 4 years ago. You told me about the blacklist, and I was asking about some guy. You're like, yeah, I talked to that guy already. We don't do business with him.
Yep.
So do you have a lot of people on the blacklist?
There's probably a good dozen. I'd say.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, so it's not a ton.
Yeah, so there's a list that goes around on a Facebook Messenger page of myself and all the other owners, and if the guy calls one shop, they're pretty much told to go somewhere else. So it's a very tight community.
Well, yeah, like we
Very
said,
tight community,
yeah.
and you mess up, you piss off one shop, and
Yeah.
and I'll be honest, man, like we bend over backwards for people. We really, really do. Like, I'll hand to God we do. And some of these people just completely take advantage. And if they keep doing it, it's like you can only bend so far.
Yeah.
And at some point, we're just going to tell you, like, hey, man, like, our time is done.
Sometimes you got to cut ties. But the other aspect is there's nothing worse than a silent complainer, too. Like the people that never give you the opportunity to fix something. Mm-hmm. Because, if I don't know what's wrong, how am I supposed to fix it?
Exactly. Right.
Yeah. And then also like expectations up front and all that.
Right.
But I have to point out, Sean, you look low energy today.
You know what? I forgot to eat.
You just need to put some of that drink down.
Our
I already
regular
had one.
listeners-
This isn't filling, but I do love Jocko, and I did already pound one down, hoping that would be good enough for my breakfast.
You know a lot about poundings. This happened before too, where
It happens when we do these early morning podcasts.
This is not
I'm
early,
sorry.
dude. It was 10 o'clock.
No, this happened. We had a double header. I want to say it was
Oh.
2 months ago. We had 2 podcasts back to back here, right? And this dude did not have breakfast in the morning, and he's like, "Oh, I wonder why I'm so tired." Dude, eat a Snickers. You're
I'm
not you when you're hungry.
Sorry, I'm in a
Sponsor
rush
me.
in the morning.
Sean, I got 2 little kids.
Oh, I got one, so.
Twins.
Oh,
Yeah, but he's
Two
new
and
to
a half
this.
year olds. Huh?
He's new to the game, though.
Okay. All right.
He's
Like,
a
how
youngin'.
old are they?
Mine's
Or one,
a
yeah.
1-year-old.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I'll give you that. The 2 of them running around. I got to get
Two,
up. and
I got a buddy who's got twins, and I'm like, I don't know how you do it. Like,
You just
honestly, like even with like my wife, it's crazy like how stressful it is, and just having like 2, I'd lose my mind.
Yeah. Well, it's difficult. Harris is like, I don't know what kids are about.
I'm about to piss everybody off. So we just got a puppy.
Yeah.
That's like the same thing.
That's kind of a kid, yeah.
I'm actually surprised because, like, I remember there was an old Bill Burr joke about this. Like, if you really want to piss off somebody who's got kids, just be like, I got a dog. And they're going to be like, it's not the same thing. Yeah. But it kind of is, dude. This fucker's shitting.
When it's in the beginning, yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah. You're potty training them. But they learn a lot quicker than a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
The old Bill Burr joke, though, is like, I'd argue that it's actually higher stakes with a dog because your kid bites somebody, he goes in timeout. My kid bites somebody, he gets put down.
Yep.
You know, so
It's true.
it's one of my favorite. If you haven't seen Bill Burr talking about the pit bulls and dogs and all that, it's such a great bit.
Podcast or what?
It's a comedy
Gotcha.
show or whatever.
Got it.
So it's like, but that's like a particular bit. You can find it on YouTube. It's saying like Bill Burr pit bull. Whatever.
Got it.
So funny because like the other one, I'm totally stealing this by the way, but he's like hates this dog at first because it's a stray they found by the river, like his girlfriend or whatever, his wife, and then he starts like, you know, he's like, I hate this dog for the first week, and then by the next week he's like totally in love. They're just chilling on the couch. He's asking the dog for advice. He's like, how do you get these abs here? You know, like, best bit ever. Please take 10 minutes out of your day and watch it.
No, I will.
But
Bird, yeah.
dogs, kids, okay. I'm surprised.
Yeah. It's a different level of busy.
So and you got a lot going on. So you have the kids, obviously.
Yep.
You have AJ's Garage.
Yep.
You have Eurocharged.
Yep.
And Drivify probably keeps you busy too.
Actually, Drivify, they handle it.
That's where the fees come in.
Yeah, that's where the 40 cut comes in.
Yeah.
No, they're doing a great job with that, but I don't really have to do much. We have to service the cars.
Right.
You know, we're working on installing trackers on all the cars now, and we had a different tracking system. Now we have a really nice advanced system. But you know, the shop, we stay busy on that. And then I have my home rentals. So I've got a couple properties, and that takes time. Renter calls me, oh, the toilet's broken, or the heater's broken, or refrigerator, or the disposal, and here I am, Mr. Handyman, just going there changing
Plus,
parts.
you do a lot
out.
of it yourself too.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do all the work.
You,
yeah.
you don't do any property management, or I mean,
We
like, you
do.
don't have a property management company.
Nope, we do all of it. Me and my brother. Yeah.
You and your
Damn, you don't get a
brother.
Corvette for fixing those either.
No. So my brother handles all like the paperwork stuff, and I handle all the physical stuff.
Yeah.
So
I'm a bit of a landlord too.
Yeah.
I have a couple properties,
Nice.
and I'm just kind of I've learned a lot from just getting calls from my tenants.
Yep.
It's like, okay, well, if I can't fix it, which would save me a lot of money,
Yep.
I have a team of people that
Exactly.
I can rely on who
Right.
aren't like these big companies who charge service fees or
Right.
just like showing up and
Right.
so
$100 to just show up.
yeah, I got guys that'll be like, yeah, I'll be there like later today, and they'll basically like just do it for at cost, or
Right.
like I'm just paying for labor essentially plus parts.
That's awesome to have.
Yeah,
That's huge.
Yeah, so like
Saves you a ton of money.
yeah, I love it, and I love having these properties. It keeps me busy on top of everything else. So I love it. What,
Yeah.
what about you?
I used to love it.
Oh really? How long have you been doing it for?
06, I think.
06?
Yeah,
Oh
the
wow.
first house we bought, the U of M. It's a 7-bedroom house, so it's 7 students.
Oh my gosh.
Was that the one you were telling me you had some people being stupid in?
Usually that one,
It's
yes.
a college.
It's student, yeah, students.
I don't think I could ever deal with that.
Man, I mean, we just kind of walked into it and we just did it, but it did really well. For many years, it has done very well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's paying down the loan, obviously, the equity and the profit.
Yeah, it's your
you know.
401k when you cash out.
Exactly. And now we're looking at selling that place, and I've got a couple $100,000 worth of equity in it. We're going to turn it into a commercial, looking for a commercial warehouse.
I was really hoping it'd say Viper, but
Well, then it would be filled with vipers.
That's even better.
Exactly.
okay, fine. The Viper.
Well,
nest.
so it's a place to put all my cars, and I have a couple ideas of what I want to do for a future business, storage facility.
Yeah, I've heard that idea going around.
We need it here in town. There's no good storage facility.
Yeah, every year when winter rolls around, like, hey, like, where can I store my car?
Exactly.
Who's got room in their garage?
Exactly. I get messages into like November, like, oh, I need to store my car. Do you know somewhere? I'm like, why didn't you ask me in October?
People are reserving stuff right now, which is it's kind of wild when you think about it that we have a storage problem because look where we're at. The Motorplex here, we got 180 garages, like garage condominiums. And then we have Medina. That one's sold out.
Yep.
And then we have, another...
Big Lake, I think, is the other one.
Yeah,
Big
then
one.
we have two more in the south, or at least one more in the south. The one in Egan. I think there's another one.
Yep. Watertown, I think, has another one.
Yep. So it's like you have all these... Yeah, the Watertown one's nice.
Yeah.
But you have all this, and we still don't have enough storage. It's kind of crazy to think about how many cars, like nice cars, are tucked away in Minnesota. Like,
Well, so many people own multiple cars. Like, you buy a garage condo here, and you're like, well, now I got to fill it.
Yep.
some people
You open
own
the door and
multiple
there's like
Bugattis.
7 cars in there. It's like, holy shit,
But yeah, I'm using this space.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah, AJ's keeping it light with 14 cars.
Man, some of them are outside and my neighbor's garage.
Yeah. Always a space issue. But that'd be a great model. And honestly, like, the other thing is even if you did get like, a 20 or 30 or whatever thousand foot facility for all these cars, there's still going to be enough for other people to do because there's so much like demand for it right now.
Yep.
So that'd be a good one. I really would like to see that fruition.
So the thing you got to consider is like, okay, winter storage, fine. Like you got that from
You got to pay
October
bills in the summer.
Exactly. What are you going to do in the summer? So you got to like try to think about what you're going to do in the summer.
Jet skis.
Well, not
but I
jet
mean
skis.
snowmobiles.
Yeah, snowmobiles and like winter equipment.
Yeah. 'cause-
Surprisingly, that's like a high demand storage thing. Like,
Yeah, because
where are you going to park all your plows and your bobcats and shit like that?
exactly. Like my wife hates that I just leave my sleds out, and it's like she's like, get rid of them. Like either sell them or go store them somewhere. I'm like,
Right.
oh, but I don't want to sell them.
Right.
But if there was a place that I could store them, like the year prior, that was perfect because they were out of sight, out of mind.
Exactly.
She's not
Right.
telling me get rid of them.
Exactly. Yep.
So yeah, that is a great idea for summer storage.
Right.
It's for those winter toys.
Right.
Because you got to have both here.
You do.
Otherwise, you go insane.
Yep. I won't get into snowmobiles. I don't want another hobby. I just got into boats 2 years ago, and now I'm like, I want more boats. I'm like, this is stupid. Where are you gonna put them?
Speaking of snowmobiles, and you may have seen this too. So Aaron Miller from Nth Moto actually pulled up with Juggernaut today. Apparently, he's like getting really heavy into snowmobiles. Did you see those videos?
Aaron is?
Yeah. So there's
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I can't remember if he was riding it or like building them or whatever. But we're talking like drag racing snowmobiles, like high power snowmobiles.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a video that he posted a few months ago, I think, or maybe it hadn't even been in the winter or whatever. But just freaking crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know why that came to mind.
I might have to look into that.
Yeah, but so there's another business here in town called Joyo. I'm not sure if you heard about it. It's actually kind of close to you. So they actually store the Jeep toppers because like some people will take it off for the whole season.
Yeah.
And then they just store it, and then once it's time or whatever. So
Bring
I know
it back,
they kind of have that going on. I'm not sure how the business is doing, but yeah, nonetheless, like that's kind of like another like you got to look at the niche things. Like if you can get a bunch of different aspects, like Bronco toppers. Whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So just things that people need to store. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done the numbers on it, but the numbers don't make sense unless you charge the person storing the car, and that number to make sense is like $300 a month,
Yeah.
and that's a lot.
That's
of
about
money.
what we were paying for the AMG storage too.
Right.
Yeah,
and that's like I would ask you, like, are you willing to pay $300 a month for 6 months to store your car?
Yeah.
Yeah, because on top of
$100 a
that,
month, all day long.
yeah, because on top of that, they're still paying like monthly payments,
Insurance payments,
because you can't just take it off insurance.
Yeah. Well, it's probably comprehensive coverage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Which is like usually like a third of what the normal policy is, but the person who owns a facility is not covering your car. Generally speaking, they're like your insurance, you're on your own. Here you can store it here, but fine. But the landlord then has electricity costs because you probably have a battery tender on the car. You got heating because you want to keep it at 50, 55. And some of these exotic cars, like they need to be in warmer weather.
Yeah.
Otherwise, gaskets and seals and whatever shrivel up, and then you got a leak.
Yeah.
And that can be many thousands. So,
Yeah.
yeah, as an owner of the landlord of whatever the unit, like you got some heavy costs, and you have to pass that down to the guy, the storage guy. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense.
It's difficult. I'd love to see it happen.
That would be the coolest looking warehouse, though, with how many
would.
different cars. It would look like
The variety, yeah.
one of the sickest like collections in the state.
Yep. Well, so do you remember what the heck was his name in Burnsville that he did the drives with all the exotics? Is that one storage facility?
I can't think of it. Why?
Well, that's what he did. He did
Okay.
storage, but then I think he was doing some chamois stuff and got
okay.
closed down. But yeah, that was the concept.
Mhm.
And he always had some really sweet exotics in there. And you walk in, it was a really nice facility, like a pool table and a bar and a guy's hangout thing, like
Yeah.
a clubhouse
Well,
kind of
yeah,
deal.
that's actually a really good idea. Like on top of that $300 a month, you can also, show up. Maybe there's
Yeah.
like a little keypad,
Like a country club sort of
It's
thing?
a country club.
you
Yep.
know,
That's exactly
cigar
right.
room,
Yep.
pool table. That'd be actually really cool.
You know, you want to watch the F1 races, you have a big screen or whatever and projector and
Yeah.
guys hang out.
Yeah. Well, that just keeps adding on to the cost for the
Exactly.
owner,
Exactly.
but it gives
Right.
the incentive of like, you're paying for more than just storage.
Right. It's a
It-
hangout.
especially in the winter, like you're looking for a reason to get out of the house, and
Right.
something fun like that would actually be interesting.
Yeah. Get all your buddies together, go look at your cars or whatever, hang
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
right?
You could start small too, though, like enough for like 30 cars or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't have to necessarily be like, oh, you could store 1,000 cars or whatever.
Yeah, no, it would. Yeah, that's like I said, slow and steady is my kind of methodology, and 50 cars, whatever,
Yeah, get a nice cigar lounge and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. That'd be kind of cool.
hangout lounge. Yep, it's a country club per se,
Yeah.
kind of, sort of.
Yeah, throw in a golf simulator, all that stuff.
Whatever.
Like
Thanks.
Mark's garage over at Medina. Have you seen Mark's
Yep.
garage up there?
Yep.
Dude, when he got that golf simulator on there too, that's freaking gnarly. So you see the Lambos down there and the
Yep.
Mustangs.
Yep.
But what's the car that got away for you? Do you have any cars? Because I know, listen, whenever you get a new car, you're like, I'm keeping this one. I might keep this one. I'm like, you're full of shit, AJ.
Yep.
But
What, you guys believe me?
yeah.
Every single time?
Do you have any that just kind of like you kind of like miss? I mean, in your head, you're
Yep.
probably like, I'll just get it back.
No, so there was actually one. It was a 2009 Corvette Z06, had like 6,000 miles on it, and there was a gentleman in, I think it was like Buffalo or something. He would build these cars and take them to SEMA. So this car that he built was a SEMA show car in 2012, and it
Okay.
was there was nothing stock on that car. Like it was a wide body. It was a Z06 with a wide body on it. The rear wheels were 21 by 14. And it was 375s tires on it. I mean,
That's
massive.
thick.
I didn't even know you could get that size.
Pirelli makes them.
You're used to the smaller sizes.
Yeah. It was a built 427, TVS blower on it, like made like 850 horsepower, full custom ostrich interior. And it was like a gray car with like a bunch of yellow accents. And I still have the hood. But that car, I was at Power Cruise and it caught on fire. So, yeah, it burned down, and that was the end of that. So,
Why did it catch on fire? Any idea?
So the shop it was at, I believe, I don't know. I think they were reinstalling fuel lines or something, and the fuel line popped, and the fuel line popped right onto the header,
Yeah.
and it was like instantaneous explosion of fire
Wow.
out of the hood, and I was probably going $140, and it just
So by the time you slow down,
well,
and
it was yeah, I had vents in the hood, and the flames were coming out of the vents.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, this is not good. It's like quickly pull over and get out, and everything is electronic on that car, right? So like the doors open. Luckily, the doors open. Got out. I was trying to pop the cable on the hood, and the cable snapped because that's where the fire was, and so we couldn't open the hood. Fire crew came, ripped open the hood, and I was there like next to it, and my whole arm. The fire, like as you open the hood, you throw oxygen in there.
yeah.
And the fire just went, just went up big time and just singed my entire arm. So all the hair was gone.
Are you hairless? What's going
No,
on?
it's
okay.
back.
It's back.
I'm good.
Okay. Like one of those hairless cats.
Yeah, no.
But
yeah, no, that car got away from me. I couldn't do anything. Insurance totaled it, and she was gone. So
Did the whole thing burn down? Was there anything that could have been saved?
it was engine bay fire.
Oh.
The chassis was good. The body was good. The motor was good because it was like firewall and back.
Uh-huh.
And so all the electronics in the car, then it became an electrical fire. So all the electronics, like under the dash and everything, melted.
And when
And
did
we
this
couldn't-
happen? How long ago?
This was like 08, 07, 08.
I wonder.
Or,
if
I'm
this-
sorry. No, this was like 14 or 15. Yeah.
I would love to see that car on Scrap Life Garage. Have you ever seen that channel?
So what happened was a recycling yard in like St. Louis. I traded him the twin turbo R8. So he had the twin turbo R8. It was a clean title, whatever. He wanted my vet, and then he had another vet there with a blown motor, but it was a full. The body was damaged. So basically, he had a guy from like UAE who wanted my car, the body and everything, and the motor, and then he was gonna transplant everything and make it one new clean car. So
UAE as in United Arab Emirates?
yep, overseas, yeah.
Man, those guys out there, they got some money. They got
They
some
do.
fast cars
Well,
out there.
it sounds like you came up on that deal.
No, I lost a lot of money.
Really?
I lost a lot of money. Yeah, insurance didn't pay out nothing near. It was like track insurance, Yeah. But they didn't pay out. They deemed it as, this car is worth 35 grand. That's what I got. But the car had 120 grand into it.
Yeah.
I paid obviously way more than the market value of the car. Yeah, it is what it is. But
Okay.
on the trade, I got a decent deal on the R8, but it's something I wanted. It was a twin turbo 2011 R8 V10. Really cool car. And that was my second exotic car. The 1 year where I paid all the crazy taxes.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's the car that got away. Otherwise, like you said, yeah, I can sell it. I can probably buy it back. It's just a matter of money.
Have you had cars come back?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've had a couple cars come back.
Yeah, just like
You know-
resell them to somebody else or whatever.
Yeah, and then they come back in, they trade them into me, and I get something else, and rinse and
Yeah, you
repeat.
got a few guys that do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so happy that Joe got that yellow Viper. I love that. I love that car.
Yeah.
I was making fun. Like, I didn't even realize that. So when he pulled up for the first time, I was like, "That's yours."
At the Wednesday night thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, Buck
and,
Hill,
and then I was like, "Oh, you got the cheeseburger." And he's like, "It's not a cheeseburger."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it isn't one, but that's one of the things when we were recording here. So today we're recording at the Cars and Caves here in Chanhassen, and sometimes people come up to the doors and they're just like, oh,
Mostly
They
children.
just walk in.
what's going on in there?
No, luckily we haven't had anybody walk in yet. Usually they stop right
Rev
before.
up
They're
those
like,
fryers, Krusty Krab.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what would you say is one of the more fun cars you've had over the years? Because I know you're loving that Calvo right now.
Yeah, that Calvo car is insanity. 1500 wheel.
Is it? I thought it was
15.
13.
It's a 1300X package. The X meaning 1500 wheel horsepower.
Okay.
So built motor. That
Wait,
car's
wait,
built
hold
motor.
on. Wait, I'm
So a
confused now.
CM 1300 is a 1300 wheel horsepower car,
Okay.
stock motor.
Okay.
You throw the X on the end of that, it's a built motor car.
oh.
Okay.
And then you can throw more boost at it. It's 1500 wheel.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that car, you throw bigger turbos on it, and you can go bigger.
Interesting.
It's still a standard 6-speed trans. It's got an nth moto clutch in it, so
Yeah.
it handles power.
Yep.
You could throw a sequential in it or a H pattern, and then go for some bigger power. But yeah, I mean that car is set up to go bigger. Just change the
Is that
turbos.
a 9 liter then?
Nope, 8.4.
No, 8. Okay.
8.4, yeah.
Gotcha.
It's a handful. That car's a handful to drive.
Oh yeah. Does it have a Motec in there?
It's got a Motec. Yeah.
Okay, that's the other thing. I had a friend building a crazy Corvette, and he's asking about, or he's not asking about. He's like, yeah, I think I might wait till next year to get Motec, whatever, or something. And it's just, man, I remember when I went for a hit with Adam or Minneapolis Mopar.
Yep.
In his Viper, like when we were driving past Nth Moto, he's like, hey, let's do a hit. Let's see if they can figure out which car it is. And we did a hit. And I think we're probably at about $120, $130. And we hit, I don't know, what is this, third gear or whatever. Car gets squirrely. And I'm like, that's a field or a building, or it's the Amazon building.
Yep.
And then we're back. He stayed in it the whole time, by the way. That's the thing about that. That's the crazy thing about those like Motec systems. Like you just stay in a car and just let it do its technological magic. Like it doesn't matter. Like it'll just correct it. Oh, dude, did you see the video that went viral? I think it was last week. It was a GTR that did a 4-second 0 to 130 or something like that.
Oh my god.
Dude, this video is the craziest video I've ever seen, or not ever seen, but it's nuts because like I think he had like a trans brake or whatever, and then you just hear a pop, sends it. And then the car's squirrely all over, like on his back. Like, first of all, this street was prepped better than your average track.
Yeah.
Like it's like, you know those guys that come up the streets
Oh,
and they
yeah.
burn the
Yep.
pavement and all that.
Yep.
But dude, this car was all over the place because like had
4 seconds.
something like it was a ridiculous like
Yeah.
it was in the fours like dude, it was freaking gnarly.
Can you imagine the G forces?
That's got to hit like two G's at least.
More. It's got to be more than that.
Dude, like I
I,
mean,
I can't imagine.
You'd have to go through like special training just to not pass out.
Pass out.
yeah, like fighter jet.
Yeah.
Top
pilots.
Gun. It was Top Gun. Yeah.
Yeah. Got to force air into your brain.
You got to wear the compression suit to keep all your blood in your body up here.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah. That traction control system, like in my Calvo car, I took it to roll racing at Brainerd. The first couple passes, like, yeah, it would step out, but you just stay in it and it just gets itself straight and keeps going. It's just silly. It's unreal how the technology behind that stuff. And then you've seen my 98 GTS. That's an Nth Moto build.
That's right. You still got that one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Got that one. That's a 1250 wheel.
Well, it's not an Nth Moto build. It's a bit of a mutt, but Nth Moto fixed it.
Nth Moto finished it. It's
Yeah.
It's an Nth build, Nth motor,
Yeah.
Nth fueling, Nth belt tensioner stuff. The trans, I think, was not an Nth.
Yeah.
trans.
They got the car working properly.
right.
Yeah.
Yep. They finished it, tuned it, Motec. But that car, we took it to the Battle of the Brands, and I could launch that thing and it just you flat foot the thing and just goes.
And it's like 1200 wheel, right?
1250, yeah, 1100 torque.
I'm curious because that car is lighter than the Calvo, I'd imagine.
Yeah, but again, it's old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old technology,
Yeah.
right? The shifting is like old. It's not. It's a T56, right?
Yeah.
But I mean that thing, shitty launch, like real shitty launch. I didn't want to mess anything up, so I was just kind of soft. But like it did a 10.4 at 157, and the 157 is the speed is like that's fucking moving. That's a 9-second, easily low 9-second car. But you can tell with my launch, it's garbage.
Yeah, your 60-foot probably
Yeah.
was not good.
It was like a 2.
Oh,
it was
boy.
like it was horrible. But like once you get into second gear and you just it hooks, it literally feels like you start looking at the clouds. Like it feels like it's lifting, and it pulls like a freight train. So, yeah, they've got their shit figured out. Those cars are. There's a reason why they're breaking records right now.
Who?
Whether it's Calvo or Nth.
The
Like
Viper.
some
You
of the
mean
fast. Well, Calvo's got some.
Which
I'll give
ones?
him. I don't know which ones. There's
Exactly.
so many freaking cars out there.
I honestly, if somebody could like, because again, like we got Juggernaut here. That's the world's fastest Viper. Period.
Yep.
Kratos is the fastest 5th gen. So
Yep.
that's 2 records right there.
Yep.
So that's why I'm always curious. Like, what records?
Well, no, what I'm saying is like compare like the twin turbo Huracans and R8s,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which are really fast cars.
Right.
You know, UGR has a record right now.
Oh, you mean like Vipers as a whole?
Yeah.
Dude,
Vipers as
yeah.
a whole, yeah.
Vipers as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah. No
now
doubt.
you're putting a rear wheel drive car with a Motec compared to an all wheel drive car with a Motec, and they're neck and neck. Like that's impressive.
It's
for a
crazy.
Viper
Like,
to-
dude, the fastest rear wheel drive pass ever by I think it was Kratos. Not this Texas 2K this year, but the
Yeah,
previous
last one,
year.
yep.
You know, hit 225 in a rear wheel drive car. Like it's like
Was that a drag event or was that the roll?
that was the roll, I believe, that they did that one on. The
It was a roll, yeah.
Well, you didn't go the previous year.
No, but I saw the videos.
Yeah,
It was going around.
So UGR just broke that record at
They did. I think it was like 230 in the STO.
yeah,
Yeah, because that's a rear wheel drive car too, right?
No, I think
Or no?
theirs is all-wheel drive.
Is
They
it?
converted to all-wheel
Oh.
drive. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
But it's crazy to think about it. Like,
And at the half mile, they did like 256 or 253 or something like
yeah,
that.
dude.
That's silly.
Did,
We
did
are-
you see that one's on sale?
It is
Yeah.
already?
Yeah. They want, I
Which
think,
one?
the yellow STO. It's on sale, no?
Oh, this was months ago. That one was on sale. Unless it's a different one.
Oh.
I know, like after Texas 2K, like that one was up for sale or whatever. The yellow one. That might. Yeah.
I
was
think
a long
that
time
guy,
ago.
he's the one that has the cryptocurrency. He owns the cryptocurrency. I forget which one, but
Interesting.
he's got like a TT Aventador, another TT Performante, and obviously STO, and you
The list
run out of
keeps going.
fingers.
Well,
yeah.
what's like the next car that you really want? Like a UGR build or a Sissio? Like, is there anything?
Sure.
Yeah.
I've
Any
had
of those?
I've had a couple UGR cars.
Oh, you have?
I will say they do build them well. It's not rocket science to build these things, but
Yeah.
they are fast. They work great. I've had other brands don't work great, so I'll give them credit.
You're gonna have to tell me off camera on that one. I got a few ideas in my head, but
one of them is a local customer.
Yeah, I think I know. I think I know. But dude, say what you want. Like, it doesn't matter whether you go with like Nth Motor or Calvo, UGR or T1 or whoever. All these companies build ridiculously fast cars. I mean, I say, like, regardless of all this electric crap going on right now, whatever your thoughts are on that, we are in the golden era of car enthusiasts. Whether you want to acknowledge it or not, all the OEMs are building insane cars. We got Ford with the GTD. We got the C8 over here.
Yep.
You know,
Z06s. Yep.
The Z06s. I just shot my first one yesterday. Incredible car. If you think about it, the ZR1, from, like, anything from 2015 and up to now, dude, we're in the golden era right now.
Yeah.
We got a few Teslas,
We
sure.
need to have some fun.
Yeah, but now, like, dude, 2,000 horsepower was like cream of the crop, like, what, 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
Now we're in the threes, and we're getting close to 4. Like, I think Kratos is like 3,500 wheel or whatever this year.
Yep.
Saying, God knows what that T1 GTR was with that glory run, 240 miles an hour. But
yeah, it's silly. I mean, I visited my friend in Vegas. He owns Royalty Exotics, Houston.
Yeah, yep.
I've done a couple deals with him, so we went to go catch up. And
That dude's got some stories.
he's got some stories, yeah. But I walk in the shop and there's a beautiful, machined Lamborghini engine. I'm like, what the F is that? He's like, oh, that's my 3,500 horsepower, wheel horsepower, STO. I'm like, where do you even drive that? He's like, just so I can have it. That's all. Just so I can have it.
Well, Will is the same way, the owner of Juggernaut, too. Like, him and his wife will go cruising with their twin-turbo Vipers.
Yeah.
With parachutes on the back and everything.
But they run. I mean, that's a testament to an Nth Motor car. They run daily driver.
Yeah.
Even the Juggernaut runs daily driver.
Yeah.
Granted, race car, but...
That's a full-blown race car, yeah.
Yeah.
My Calvo car, the dude who built it had road tripped that car.
Yeah.
From like, I think he was in North Carolina up to the Indy Mile. Drove it there. Raced it all day. Did 205 off, right off the bat. Drove it home at the end of the thing. AC on. No hiccups, no nothing. No shenanigans. It's a testament to these cars that you can make silly power but then drive them.
Man, we got to be glad that that Antonio's still alive after that crash, too. I mean, we talked about this a few weeks ago, that crash that the Calvo did. I mean, he crashed, what, 220 miles an hour? That was shift
Something
sector,
like that.
right?
Shift sector, yep. Indy.
Dude, that roll cage did its freaking job. Like, I don't know if you saw the after action that he kind of did, but he's like, yeah, like, there was like a little, like, the cage was just slightly starting to bend. And it's just like...
Yeah, it was like the passenger side, like it curved.
Yeah, yep, yeah.
As in like a roll, but yeah.
If you see the video of it rolling, it's like, oh my gosh, dude, like, crazy. And I think that's, what, a 2,600 horsepower car?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
25, 26, yeah.
Yeah. That was the Rotten Apple, right? Is that what it went by? Or is that the other? Is there another
I don't
car?
know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
All these cars have their code names or whatever. But, dude, that's a testament to, like, when you're into that level of power, you got to have safety. Does your current Calvo have a lot of safety in it?
I got cage and suppression.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
Fire
and suppression.
suppression.
Okay.
Yep.
And the cool thing about Vipers, I think the lower tier ones, like the GTSs and all that too, they had that like halo or whatever it is too, or like it's like
In the factory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Is that what it's called? Halo?
Yeah.
Or what is it?
It would be up. Yep. Above. Yep.
Yeah, which is kind of not all cars come with that.
No.
Like,
No.
not at all.
Yeah. I mean, they designed them well. They knew, like the saying is like 40% of Vipers made are wrecked.
Yeah.
There's a reason why. I mean, they didn't have traction control before, so, and I wrecked one. Like I get it back. I think it was like 2015 or so. I wrecked an ACR.
Yeah. Oh wow.
And it was bad, but luckily I walked away or whatever. And it was something stupid. Somebody else caused me the accident
really?
on the road. But the car was made well.
What color was it?
Black.
Okay.
Black with a red driver's
If it was a
stripe.
striker purple, people would be
No, this
pissed.
was a Gen 4 ACR.
Oh, Gen
yeah.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Older one, but yeah, striker purple. I would.
Oh.
Been bad.
Dude, those are going for some serious dough. Like those limited edition colors. Like,
Guy just put one up. Has 6 miles on it. Delivery miles. Wants $400,000.
what striker purple?
Striker purple.
Is it the one with the white stripes?
Yep.
I didn't realize it was 6 miles. Holy wow.
Yeah. Delivery miles. Yeah. Everything's still in the wrapper.
Man, it's so crazy that some people just really didn't put any miles on these cars.
Well,
And-
so one of my friends here locally has one as well. Striker Purple did the museum delivery thing.
Matt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Matt. Yep. And he knew back then, like, this car is gonna be worth money.
It's gonna be special.
It's gonna be special. And the sticker was like 140 or whatever. I mean, my ACR, I think the sticker is like 133, and it's a black ACR. It's nothing special. But even today, I mean, yeah, the values went up. They just skyrocketed.
I wonder how much of that was because of Nth Moto and Calvo just showing like these are
Full capability.
4-digit like capable cars.
Yeah, once they tapped into that car. Yeah, because like think about it. Like Supras are going for 150K now.
Yep.
Like the Mark IV, like
Like
specialty ones.
Yep.
That's crazy to me. But again, it's why is that platform special? The car itself, like looks wise, it looks good, but
Yeah.
it's like the real specialty is in that motor. That was the ultimate car.
2JZ. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I remember, so Katie over here, she pulled up, her and Ike pulled up with their white Supra, Great White or whatever they call it, over to the Nth Moto open house. Everybody flocks over. Why? And these are all Viper guys.
Yeah.
Most of them twin turbo, and they're just like, they know.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They know what's up.
Yep. Because you know what? That was a car during their prime that they wanted or maybe couldn't get or whatever reason, but that was the car that they idolized.
Uh-huh.
You know, or maybe Fast and Furious, that helped too.
Yeah,
Right.
well, that's a big part
Orange
of it.
one. So, I mean, my friend has one right now. He's my best friend, and it's stock 98, 5-speed NA, and he wants to build it. I'm like, don't touch that car. Just leave it alone. I'm like the value is there in a stock car.
Yeah.
So
Keep it tight for the next guy.
yeah, he won't ever sell it. And if he sells it, it's going to me,
It's going to you, yeah.
and I won't touch it.
Yeah. Well, Sean, I think because it has been a nice long show, should we do the usual 3?
Yeah, we can ask.
Let's do
So
it.
if you haven't listened to the show before, this is the part where I ask you a question that kind of lets us know a little bit better about like your taste in vehicles.
Okay.
So you're just gonna have to choose 3 cars. One's your daily, one's your track car, one's a show car.
Okay.
Unlimited budget. The only thing that's limiting you is your imagination.
Whew.
All right.
I think a Urus would be my daily.
Urus, no
Because
RS6, huh?
Oh.
Well, I have an RS6.
Okay. So
Dream,
Urus?
dream car, right?
Yeah.
You said money, no option. I think I love Lamborghinis. I love Lamborghinis, like plain and simple. And I love my kids, and I love to take them in the car with me.
Okay.
And then you could do that in the Urus.
Would you do the a Mansory one or no?
Oh, it'd be fully modified.
Yeah, because that
Yeah, it'd be
honest-
1,000+ wheel.
Yeah.
We'd build it.
Yeah.
Mansory, wide body, full carbon fiber, everything.
Because like I'm not a fan of Mansory, and I think a lot of people are not a fan of Mansory. But that black one that's going around, that's a good-looking car,
Exactly. Right.
and their
I think
weave
he's
is
a
amazing.
football player.
Is he?
I think he's a Vikings player.
It was a small guy that jumped out of that car. It might have
Could
been
be a
just somebody
kicker, I don't
driving.
know.
Yeah, could be a kicker.
No, anyways, yeah. So I'd say a Urus. Track car. Honestly, that ACR. I tracked my ACR once, maybe twice. They freaking knocked it out of the park. That was my top 2. My GT3 RS was my first, maybe second. It's hard, but they're both kind of right there. The ACR would be number 1 track car.
Would you do like a 9-liter build on one if you?
Oh hell yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, there's a guy that did a 9-liter.
Yeah, the red one.
No, not
no.
in town.
Yeah, it's
Or
not
maybe
in
it is
town.
a red
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it makes like 800 wheel
Yeah.
horsepower.
I think he crashed it a few
NA.
months
NA.
ago.
NA. It's just silly.
And it sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
The chop on a V10.
Yep.
It's like the chop of a V8, but just add like 2 more cylinders, and it just sounds insane.
More intense.
Yeah.
Like you can probably mess up your heartbeat sitting in that car with the chop. You know?
Yeah, well, the Nth Moto cars are all cammed too,
Yep.
I think, right?
Yep.
So it's like when you hear Adam start up, dude,
It's silly.
you feel
Yeah.
it in your chest. Like you
Yep.
could be standing 30 feet away and you feel it in your chest. Like it's crazy.
My Calvo car, like same. It's
Yeah, same
it's-
deal. Yeah.
The thing sounds. It doesn't sound normal. It just sounds like a freight train coming through. You know.
I can't wait to shoot that thing. That's gonna be
Yeah.
fun.
And then we do rolling anti-lag, and then you feel it in your chest, in your feet, in your butt. Like the turbos are like right there. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I'm itching for it.
Yeah, well, you and me both.
Yeah.
Last one,
The show car.
The show car. You know, I went to the Pagani factory, and that is like you can eat off the floor. How clean it was, like an operating room, and the detail and the designs and everything that goes into it. Like those cars are probably that's a dream car.
Yeah.
I would definitely do one of those. And then of course the story behind him. You know, he's from Lamborghini. He's originally Lamborghini design, so the guts of it is Lambo. But now I think was an AMG motor.
Yeah.
I think they're just works of art.
Oh,
and I would, if I could modify it, I would, and I'd drive the piss out of it.
What would you put on there? Some rep
tune
wheels?
It, Eurocharged tuning.
No way.
Buys a $2 million car, puts some reps on it.
Yeah, right. China, baby.
Stancy Pagani.
Yeah, right. No, I think they're amazing. That would probably be my dream garage.
Yeah.
Those three.
That is an amazing show car. I think everybody would just stop and drop to see that.
Yep. And you know the other thing I enjoy doing is like I'm at car shows and kids want to sit in the car or see the car or whatever or talk. I'll take the time to sit with them, talk with them, whatever. You're spreading the joy. Like you know, we went to a couple of shows. These little kids wanted to sit. I think it was my Viper a couple of years ago, and these kids were like, "Can I sit in it?" Sure. Hop in. The mom's like, "Be careful, don't touch anything." You know, I'm like, "Go ahead, don't worry about it."
You know, it'd be really cool is if you teach kids how to two-step.
Yeah, right.
Imagine like a 4-year-old just inside your Viper. That'd be so freaking gnarly, dude. That'd be gnarly.
Oh, my kids are gonna learn.
Yeah.
My kids love cars.
Yeah.
Like they love cars. So.
Do you drive them in the Viper?
Hell yeah.
Oh, dude, wait till have you ever seen them put the car seats in?
I saw you do that last month, and I was like, I took a picture so I could show my wife.
Show your wife, yeah.
I'm like, hey, look, I can put the baby seat in the Viper. I can, it's a family car.
Yeah, Sean. So my wife and I I think so. The kids were born in October, spring of the following year, 21. We attended shows. They were like 6-7 months old. We were in the car seats. She was in her R8. I was in whatever. We went to car shows. I don't care. She doesn't care. I mean, we're safe.
Yeah.
We're not like speeding on the road or whatever. Like we're aside, just me and her.
You got precious cargo.
Exactly. Like we're not screwing around. And I don't screw around on the street.
It's so cool though. My first time seeing that was at Caffeine and Octane, and you had I think it was the yellow Superleggera.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you had, I think it was an R8, and then you just had baby seats in the front of both of them.
Yep.
It was just so cool, dude.
Yep.
Like
2 twin turbo cars rolling up
with baby
seats. Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the kids love it.
That's
like
goals.
You know what? The kids even now, like they walk in the garage, they see something different. Like today, I brought the orange turbo, and my one daughter Maya walks in the garage like, "Daddy, who car is that?" Like they know the cars that sit in the garage now, and they know what colors, they know what, they are. They see something different, they're like, "Is that ours? Is it a Daddy car? Daddy race car?" It's pretty cool.
Wait till they get to like middle school or like elementary school. They're gonna be like, "My daddy has 100 cars."
Yeah, right.
It's like, no, daddy had 100 cars.
Yeah,
that's gonna be awesome.
I'm gonna have to teach them like, "Daddy, look, Daddy's really poor. We have cars that nobody has. Okay, don't tell people." I'm a little bit worried about that.
It's gonna be interesting because that's gonna be part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at least you're prepared for it. It's not gonna be a surprise.
Right.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do when they get older and they get their permits?
Honestly, like I can't wait for them to get their permits. So then we come to car shows and we roll 4 deep with freaking exotics. I want them to drive. Like as soon as I don't know, you could probably start teaching them at like 10 or 12. Just like let's just go in the parking lot.
Get them on the simulator. Get a sim rig. That'd be cool. Make
well,
them...
so they already have the little toy cars thing, like the remote control ones. They already like one of them figured out how to switch it off a remote into the actual manual driving.
Yeah.
And she'll hit the gas and she'll fucking take off. I'm like, sort running after her. But
dude, it's gonna be you could
she's gonna be my problem child. I know that.
Turn them into race car drivers.
Dude,
that'd be cool.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, you gotta start them early. Get a sim rig.
Yep.
Like everybody starts karting at like 4. Be cool.
I think she'll love it.
Are they both daughters? I can't remember.
Yeah, 2 girls.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Twins.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll never have a problem with like guys showing off because.
Dude, that's the other thing. I'm gonna have my best buddy come. We're gonna do the Will Smith and Martin Lawrence skit. I don't want any boys messing with my girls.
Well, you're always gonna have a better car than them.
Well, no.
Daddy polishing
They're,
his
they're,
shotgun.
they're gonna be like, oh, I got to be friends with this guy.
Yep.
I don't even want to date his daughter.
Yep. I'm coming here to see your dad, not you. No, it's a lot of fun. I'm super excited. I'm very pumped for them to grow up and get involved in the sport, hopefully. I don't want to push them, right?
Let them figure it out. Just
Exactly.
be like, hey, try this. Or just
Right.
even better, like sit at the simulator for like an hour or whatever.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, you want to see if you can beat my time? Like, get them competitive.
Yeah. Well,
Put them against each other. That's
That's a
going
good
to start
point.
resentment.
that's a good point. Then they're going to compete with each other, hopefully.
Yeah. Oh, you never know, man. I'm excited for you, and I'm glad that you're
Yeah.
passing on the passion to your
Yeah.
kids. I can't wait till his daughter gets old enough, because she's probably gonna be the same bug.
Yeah.
I hope so. You know,
Ride
I
with
think
you in
that's
the
what
Wrangler.
any father wants, you know, from their kids is,
Yeah.
you know, kind of to take after them, and
Yep.
you know, it's really just you like paving the way and
Right,
making
right.
sure to set the right examples.
Right.
So
Yep.
yeah, like taking your kids to car shows in the cars, like that's awesome, and like
Thanks, man.
sharing that.
Yeah.
So and I need to do that more often, and
It's tough. I mean,
it
I
You
get
get
it.
the wife on board too, though.
Yeah,
that's part
you
of it.
definitely have to.
'Cause your wife's a
I'll-
teammate.
Yeah, she is.
Well, I think my wife would be fine with me taking the daughter out to like a car show.
Sure.
And like letting her just like relax.
Have
at
her,
home.
have her time. Yep.
Yeah.
That's important.
So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope, their family is important. 100%. So,
I got a dog.
it's never too early to start. Well, it's family. We got a dog too. I love her. Just as the same.
So, where can people find you?
So Eurocharged is in St. Louis Park, and we're right behind Methodist Hospital.
Okay.
Very easy. Google search it. Online, Eurochargedminneapolis.com. And then AJ's Garage is ajsgaragellc.com. And then, of course, Facebook. We got pages on Facebook.
Yep.
Same thing. Search the names, AJ's Garage and Eurocharge. Like our page. Follow us. I try to post more stuff.
Yeah.
Been very difficult
tough,
these
yeah.
days with just how busy we are.
Driveify.
Driveify MN. I think it's driveifymn.com.
Yep.
We've got, we got like 36 cars, I think, on there.
Yeah.
Quite a few toys.
Yeah. Rent something. I had a lot of fun driving that Supra of yours.
Yeah.
Are there any cars that you recommend?
The Supra's,
The Supra.
honestly, like, I'm blown away with the Supra.
Yeah.
That is such a fun car.
Yeah, Harris told me about it, and it's like the first time I ever wanted to like rent a car.
Yeah, we built one when they first came out, and at stock, I was very underwhelmed. Then we just did a tune. I think we did downpipe. I was like, holy shit, this is
Wakes
like
it up.
a whole new animal. And then on mine, we did downpipe and ethanol tuning, and it makes 500 wheel and 600 torque. We took it to Power Cruise. I couldn't believe how fast that thing is. It's just, and it's nice. It's BMW, but it's comfortable. It's not super loud. It just does. So that's a really fun one. The Corvettes are fun. The R8's fun. What else we got?
A lot of fun stuff. Just go to driveify.com.
And the Broncos are cool. The SUVs are cool if you need it for family stuff. The Focus ST, that's a lot of fun. Manual, it's built
Yeah.
up too.
I have to do that one at some point.
Yeah,
Lots of
that
cool
one's
stuff.
a lot of fun stuff. Yeah, yeah. No, it's going.
And where can people find you, Mr. Sean?
Same place as always on Instagram. You can follow me at 1MNMopar. You just see pictures of my cars. That's
Yeah, the ones that you don't post.
Yeah, okay.
I gave him so much crap for that the other day. As for me, everybody, if you guys actually enjoyed the show, if you love the guests or us or everybody here in this room today, it would really help us if you shared the show. Obviously, if you made it to the end of the episode, you actually enjoy it. And a lot of people actually do get to the end, which is pretty cool. It's awesome to see all the support. So just, it takes 2 seconds, just share it, because the only way we grow is by people sharing it. So all the homies and all that stuff. Other than that, sign up for the newsletter for all fun Monoxide Monday stuff, which I really should be pushing more. But other than that, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming on, AJ. It's much
Thank you.
appreciated.
Thank you for having me.
Sean, thanks for existing, and see you all next time.
Hey, I woke up at the last half. You know, I was down in the first half, but I came back.
And goodbye.
Came back strong.